Inserting tables, created by Mr. Cadero D. Johnson. Introduction to tutorial. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to insert a table into a Microsoft Word document. This tutorial will target students in grades 7 through 12 who will have already been exposed to the basics of Microsoft Word. Prior knowledge. This tutorial is targeted for students who would know how to 1. Access and open Microsoft Word, key in information and highlight text, locate the formatting toolbar, format text by changing the font size, style, and color, making the text bold, underline, and italics, inserting clip art, and using the undo and redo commands. Recognition of exceptional learners. Several students are typing at a slower pace, which is a cause for concern. These students will be given extra time to complete their task as well as a shorter task. Objectives of this tutorial. By the end of the tutorial, students will be able to 1. State what a table is, 2. Differentiate between a column, row, and a cell, 3. Insert a table into a Microsoft Word document, and 4. Add additional rows and columns as necessary. Content. What is a table? A table is a list of items arranged in rows and columns. Inserting tables into a document. Tables are very useful for displaying numerical and statistical data within a document and can also be useful for keeping text aligned. They are one way of enhancing the presentation of data within documents. A table is made up of 3 components: rows, columns, and cells. A row runs horizontally. They go across the page. A column runs vertically. They go up and down the page. A cell, then, is an individual box in the table in which you place your data. It is at the intersection of a row and a column. Information can be inserted in the table by placing the insertion point in the appropriate cell and typing. Tables can be inserted into a document by using the menu bar or by using the table button on the menu bar. Inserting a table using the menu bar. To insert the table, step 1, you click Insert from the menu bar. Step 2, you click on the Table tab and select Insert Table. During step 3, the Insert Table dialog box will appear. And step 4, you make the appropriate selections and then you click OK. Inserting a table using the Table button from the standard toolbar. Step 1, you place the insertion point at the location where you want to insert the table. Step 2, you click the Insert Table button on the toolbar. Step number 3, drag the mouse button down to select the number of rows and then right-click to select the number of columns. A highlighted grid of the number of rows and columns is displayed as you are selecting. You are to release the mouse button in step 4 and the table will be inserted into the document. Adding additional rows. Take your insertion point to the row that is closest to where you need to add the additional row. Right-click, select Insert, and then decide whether you want to insert the row above or below, and you click that option. adding an additional column. To add an additional column to your table, take your insertion point next to where you want the column to be inserted. Right-click, choose Insert, and select Columns to the left or Columns to the right. This is the end of the content tutorial. As the creator of this tutorial, I am giving users full permission to use this resource for educational purposes. Just be sure to give credit where it is due. This resource is licensed under the Creative Commons CC by attribution. This license type allows users to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon this work, even commercially, as long as they give credit for the original creation. Here is a listing of the resources that were used to compile this tutorial. This is the end of part 1 of the tutorial. Part 2 of this tutorial is the demonstration. Inserting a table using the menu bar. Step 1. You click Insert from the menu bar. Step 2. You click on the Table tab and then you select Insert Table. Step 3. The Insert Table dialog box appears. Step 4. You make the appropriate selections and then you click OK. Once that is done, the table will then be inserted into your document. Inserting a table using the Table button from the standard toolbar. To insert the table, you place the insertion point at the location where you want the table to be inserted. Then you click the Insert tab from the menu bar. You locate the Table tab. You drag your mouse down over the number of columns and rows that you want to insert. Once that is done, you let go of the mouse button and the table will then be inserted into your document. Adding additional rows. Firstly, you take your insertion point to the row that is closest to where you need to add the additional row. Once that is done, you right-click with your mouse, you choose Insert, and you decide whether you want your row to be added above or below. Once that decision is made, the highlighted row indicates that your row was added successfully. Adding an additional column to your table. To add an additional column, you take your insertion point next to where you want the column to be inserted. Right-click with your mouse, you choose Insert, and you decide whether you want the columns to be added to the left or you want your columns to be added to the right. Once you make that decision, the highlighted column will indicate that your column was added successfully. This is the end of part 2 of this tutorial. Thank you so much for your time and your attention, and I will definitely see you soon.